Okay, so this time what we're going to discuss is about public history of public sector information. We need to accept the fact that present, no, we are trying to have a smart cities in all local government agencies. So this will be a trust, no, of our previous president Duterte, no, to have a smart cities, no, and it will started actually way back how many years ago, no, but the implementations happen right now. So for us to understand on how we'll be able to start, no, the public sector informations through the applications of ICT, let us all welcome our next presenter, Miss Camille Antonio. Go ahead, Madam Camille.
Thank you po, Doc. Good morning, classmates and Doc. I'm about to discuss the brief history of public sector information. So what is public sector information? It is a kind of information that is produced and or collected by a public body and is part of the institution's mandated role. So the purpose of public information is to provide some kind of service or support to a process involving the general public. So it is a strategic communication process that builds mutually beneficial relationships between organizations and their publics. So, sino nga ba yung general public? So, according to Bo Sundgren of Mid-Sweden University, these three categories of the public are involved in public information. So, first is citizens or the household families or customers. Second, business companies and other types of organizations. Third, government agencies or institutions on different levels, national, regional, and local. So the three main elements of public relations are practically as old as society. Ito po yung informing people, persuading people, and integrating people with people. So early forms of public influence and communications management was present in ancient civilization. A clay tablet found in ancient Iraq that promoted more advanced agricultural techniques is sometimes considered the first known example of public information. Babylonian, Egyptian, and Persian leaders created pyramids, obelisks, and statues to promote their divine right to lead. Additionally, claims of magic or religious authority were used to persuade the public of a king or pharaoh's right to rule. Ancient Greek cities produced sophisticated rhetoric. Sophists used the principle of persuasive communication. Sophists are Greek lecturers in the 5th and 4th centuries BCE. So they give instruction in a wide range of subjects. So during 50 BC, Julius Caesar is the first politician to publish a book entitled Caesar's Gallic Wars. So he publicizes military exploits to convince the Roman people that he would make the best head of the state. So he used it to further his ambitions to become emperor of the Roman Empire. So 394 AD, Saint Augustine and Pope Gregory used propaganda to spread Christianity. So propaganda po, ito po yung information and ideas that are spread by an organization or group to influence people's opinion by giving all the facts or by secretly emphasizing only one way of looking at the fact. So during 1776 to 1780, Thomas Paine wrote a pamphlet which convinced the Washington soldiers to stay and fight. So his writing made people do and believe things. While Benjamin Franklin supported the use of printing press to fight slavery. So he used printing press to promote his causes, including abolitionism, national security, and education. During 1861, William Seward gained a large American audience through his understanding on how to use the press. So these are the three phases of public information. First, publicity phase. The primary concern of this phase is to create awareness and build recognition for the individual or organization employing public information or relations. So This phase is closely tied to advertising and promotion, getting information or message out to the widest possible audience. Second phase is explanatory phase. Greater emphasis was placed on providing more complete information and having the organization clearly articulate the reasons for its actions and policies so its public would understand the organization. So sa phase na to, getting the message out was not enough. The receivers also had to understand and accept the point of view of the sending organization. So the last phase is the mutual satisfaction phase. So unlike the two other phases, which are the one-way processes, this one is a two-way process in which it encourages organizations and their publics to adapt to one another by making complementary adjustments so that both benefit from their relation. So it is now concerned with incoming messages and information they can use to counsel management on current public opinion as they are with developing and delivering outgoing messages. So, ito naman po yung overview of public information in the Philippines. During 1880 or Spanish colonization, the writers and activists, including Dr. Jose Rizal, wrote influential works that triggered Philippine Revolution. So, according to Culbertson and Chen, this revolution is widely known as the first successful challenge by Asian people against their Western colonial masters. So in 1940s, because of the American influence, public information officers of the U.S. Army regularly issuing news releases to members of Philippine media because of the sustained friendly relations between the Philippines and America. It did not take long for the practice to spread in the Philippine businesses. So in 1947, Business Writers Association of the Philippines was organized to promote the idea of corporate social responsibility and to underscore the growth in the Philippine economy. In 1957, Jose A. Carpio, or the father of Philippine Public Relations, he founded the Public Relations Society of the Philippines. So Carpio saw public relations as far more than publicity. He saw it again as a program for policies and behavior designed to build public confidence in and understanding of an individual or an organization. So the Public Relations Society of the Philippines encouraged the growth of public relations through seminars, training programs, workshops, publications, and networking. So the significant step in public relations were also achieved in the government sector. Dito po nagkaroon na ng mga public information officers sa mga major departments po. And the office of the press secretary was elevated to cabinet rank. During 1965 to 1986 or Marcos years, public relations has never been more prominent in Philippine history. Private corporations were increasingly tapped to support government programs, developed communication that focused on the use of information to serve the developmental needs of the third world economies was gaining. And public relations found itself emerging paths with public information. So lastly, 1986 or during the People Power Revolution. This is the new era of Philippine public relations. When Marcos administration ended, the new era of public relations started in the Philippines, and it restored most of the country's constitutional freedom. So in conclusion, public sector information provides new economic opportunity, and it can increase the quality of life for public, transparency, and trust in government. So that's all po. Thank you po for listening.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam.